And we are back. We are back live and in the saddle and ready to roll. Hog Eyes will be here momentarily. Let's get it set up. Today at 1:15, we're going to have new Arkansas commit Jermaine Hamilton Jordan of Kansas City, Missouri. Lincoln College Prep High School, the 2021 strong safety outside linebacker, will be on to tell us why it was Arkansas. And then following Jermaine, we're going to stay in the Show Me State and head up from KC to St. Louis, where we're going to talk to 2022 prospect, wide receiver, Luther Burton of Ritter High School. He'll tell us just where Arkansas sits. And then we're going to continue on by heading out to Arizona, Dream Christian Academy, where we're going to talk to 2022 combo guard Ramel Lloyd Jr. about Coach Musselman and that staff, where they sit as far as his basketball recruitment goes. But let's get it going. Hop on the bus, and here we go. It's our Monday segment, and it's the Hog Guys on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. Man, I like chicken and waffles. What's a good place I can get some chicken and waffles? I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Welcome back. It's our Monday edition of On the Hill Sports Talk Radio here on KDSJ 479. And real quick, want to give a shout out to our sponsors, as this would not be possible without those guys. I want to show love to them. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also two in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and the one you always hear me talk about because I like it so much, and I'm there. Meet me there, beat me there. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith, Kathy, get a plate of that love, and like I say on the building, it's not your mama's, but I added this, the best chicken and waffles in the South. Now on to the newest Arkansas commit in 2021, outside linebacker, strong safety, but I like to say just athlete because the guy can do it all. Let's head to Kansas City and start this Hall Guy segment where we introduce Jermaine Hamilton Jordan JHJ. Welcome to OTH, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Jermaine, you made your commitment yesterday evening to Coach Pittman and that staff. Talk about what it was like when that staff was told that you were going to be a Razorback.
So to start, I called Coach Carter. I said, Coach Carter, I'm in. I don't feel like nowhere else has the things that you all have. He said, Jermaine, it's about to go stupid. He said, let me get Coach Odom on the phone. He called Coach Odom. He said, Coach Odom, Jermaine has some news for you. He said, well, I need some good news. I said, well, Coach, I'm all in. I'll announce it on my mom's birthday. He said, Jermaine, congratulations. We're proud to have you. And then he said he called Coach Pittman. So all of us on the phone at this point. Um, I tell Coach Pittman, I said, Coach Pittman, I'm all in. I had those 7 words for you. Because when I was on my junior day visit, he said, all we need to remain is seven words. Coach, I want to be a Razorback. So once I told him that, he said, Jermaine, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. You just made my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. This is the best news I've received. Yeah.
Since making that commitment, you and I spoke. You're going to play quite the recruiter for your class. You take very good pride in that, Jermaine. How important is that to be able to be one of the leaders, if not the leader of the 21 class?
It's very important over the next 3 to 4 years that the 21 class will be together. Like, we'll be in study halls together. Freshmen have mandatory study hall hours, meetings, and I'll be rooming with three of them. So it's very important to get to know God, get to make them a better person, make yourself a better person, and surround yourself with the best people possible. Because I don't want to play with nobody that doesn't want to play the game and have a passion for the game that I do. Because I'm gonna just tell them how it is. Like, man, you got to get yourself together. You're a Razorback for a reason now. So being a leader in this class, it'll mean everything. So I'm looking for a couple guys to get on board with me. Cameron Ball, he's a lineman. He hit me up the other day. He hit me up yesterday after committee. He says, Arkansas the spot. I said, let me tell you this. You play lineman. Coach Pittman had two linemen drafted first round, and they got out of college in 3 years. You answered that yourself. He said, like I told him myself, I'd rather go be the man at Arkansas than go fit in somewhere else. So like it is what it is. And Marquise Brown from IMG, he just got his offer on the 30th, I believe. And ever since then, we need you on board. Yeah, you got Alabama, you got LSU, Tennessee is on fire right now, but that's all cool and all that doesn't mean nothing when we line up against them. So I'm
Right,
trying to get him on board. Lucas Coley, another quarterback. We have a quarterback. I believe they're taking two in this class.
right.
So like he came and he texted me. He said Arkansas really the spot. I told him the same thing. And just talk to the coaches. Pray about your decision. Talk to your family. Make sure it's the best thing possible for you. And he was going to commit on May Cinco de Mayo,
Hmm.
as he said. And after me and him had that conversation, he said he'll be postponing his decision and reevaluating things. So I did a little something.
When you look at yourself, Jermaine, and you go into your senior year, what were some of the things when you sat down and looked at your junior season that you came away very feeling very good about? And what were those notes that Jermaine Hamilton Jordan jotted down and knew that he had to work on so he could have a really successful senior year?
Well, my senior year, my junior year, I did pretty much everything for the team. I was like, okay, let me tell you a quick story. The day I stepped on practice, I was named the defensive captain. I didn't know nobody, I didn't know anybody. It's just my first play. The coach put me to the side, so I'll be a 4-year starter and a 4-year captain. So that's just like coach is saying something to me that I didn't even see in myself. Junior year, I had 150 season tackle. I was second team All State, first team All District, first team All Conference. I was High V athlete of the week, 2-time All Simone team. So like, all the accolades are there. But for my next season, I mean, I talked to the coach. I say, Coach, I played the game. I played the game. And watching the Jordan documentary yesterday, I'm gonna call him back. They said Jordan stopped playing the game of basketball and he started winning games. So I said, Coach, that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna win a state championship this year.
Jermaine, who are some of the NFL or collegiate players that you like to pay attention to?
Really, right now, I actually do talk to him. The president, Jamal Adams, and Tyrann Mathieu. So like those are guys I try to image my game off of. Those guys, they're leaders on their teams. Like Tyrann Mathieu, I'm from KC. He just came to KC and changed around that whole defense.
Right.
It's like seeing him play and like it's just crazy. I can see him in person. I talked to him. Les Miles, he recruited me. He coached those guys, and like those are just the two guys that I really look up to, and that I was always mock my game off of. Another one that was older, Ed Reed. Like
Mm-hmm.
I just I could play like those guys, and I promise you that you will see those. I'm gonna be myself though, but those my guys that I watch.
Being from the state of Missouri and the relationship that you had there, and it goes back way, I believe, eighth or ninth grade with Coach Odom, and then being able to be quite familiar with Coach Carter. How much of a factor did those two things play into you wanting to continue that relationship from Missouri and continue to here to Arkansas with those guys?
People always told me uh, every college has the same facility. They have the uniforms, everything, but it's really about the people. With Coach Odom, like when I went on a visit, like we've been knowing each other since ninth grade.
Right.
Uh, so like we sat down, him and Coach Pim, we had a long conversation. He said, Jermaine, I promise you two things when you get here. I'm gonna treat you like my son, my own personal son. He said, there'll be days you need a hug, and I'll be there for you. There'll be days I need to get in you. You know it. But he said, that's just the way he'll treat me. And he
Right.
said, 3 years max, I want to put you in the league. You will be in the league in 3 years. So like that relationship and that talk right there, there was more to it, but I knew it was real. A lot of coaches will tell you things, and you may not get the feeling, but with Arkansas and their staff, I mean, it was there. And with Coach Carter, like that's my dude. Like he's the youngest coach in the SEC. He can relate. He can teach me the games. He can relate about life. Talk to me about things like that. That's just he was just the ideal, perfect coach that like I was looking
Right.
for. Like
Right.
like I that's my man right there. We'll probably talk later on today. Like, we talk every single day, and they both built a relationship with my mom. There'll be days like say I won't talk to Coach Carter
Mm-hmm.
for because of things, and he called me the next day. He said, "Well, I didn't talk to you yesterday, but I sure did talk to your mama." And I was like, "All right, because that's what it is. She needs to." That's like she letting me go, being the oldest in the house. Like being away from them, she needs to be comfortable with me going in to someone's
Right.
hand that
Right.
wants the best future for me, and that just won't sugarcoat anything. So that's that for that. So,
We got about 3 or 4 minutes, but I also want to talk to you about your academics, Jermaine. You told me something that not a lot of high school kids accomplish, in the fact that you'll be graduating and completing your high school education this June, and you'll be able to work out and play football. How excited are you to be able to complete that and really start preparing for college football by using your high school season?
I mean, it's the best thing for me. I called the superintendent. He set things up for me not only graduate early, but complete my work early, and I'll be done this June 9th to be exact. All of it has to be in by June 28th. But I like to finish early, so and then I'll go ahead and start getting my barber's license. Just something else that I can do before I head off to college. I'll play my senior season. I'm about to start working out with two of my cousins on their pro workouts, Carlos and Khalil Davis, who was just recently drafted to the Buccaneers and to the Steelers. So like I'm ready to put the work in for it. Like the coaches said, they don't need to see nothing else from me. They know I'm the guy they want, and go out this senior season, have fun, win a state championship, and we'll see you in January where we are all ours. So I'm ready to get the work in with them.
Talking with Jermaine Hamilton Jordan, new Arkansas 2021 commit. He's a big time safety outside linebacker out of Kansas City. Lincoln College Prep High School. Real quick now, Jermaine, let's have a little fun, my man. We riding around KC in the vehicle. We're at Club JHJ. Now, I'm the old school. What's the first 5 songs on the playlist you're playing for me?
Uh, on my cousin Sauce Money, we're gonna play First Day Out. Okay, that's the song down here. Second, we're gonna play some the baby. Probably I need some with some bop in it. That's the song
Okay,
right
I'm with
there.
it.
I'm gonna play some NBA Young Boy. It don't matter what song he gonna get played. We don't skip that in the car. Uh,
Cool.
oh, we'll probably go back to Sauce Money. Play this another song. That's my favorite artist. And then we're gonna go back and play some J Cole. It don't matter the song. It's just Jermaine Cole. I'll always like him. So that's just
I'm vibing
song.
with you. I mean, some barbecue and we gonna ride. But I'm gonna make a statement, Jermaine, and I want you to complete this statement for me, real quick. When football is done with, for Jermaine Hamilton Jordan of Kansas City, Missouri, Lincoln College Prep High School, what will Jermaine be doing with the rest of his life after football?
I'll be going back, giving back to my community. I want to be a barber, and I also want to be a high school coach. So that would be number 2 and 3 on my list. But while I'm in college, I'll be studying to get a criminal justice degree. So one day I could possibly be an FBI agent or work in law enforcement. So that'll be my first. That'll be my career after the ball, and then high school coach or college coach or whatever level it is. I just want to be a coach and give back. I've did it. I've been in the shoes that those kids will be in about 20 years. So like I want to give back to my community. I want to be a big brother, a big figure for younger kids to look up. They said nothing good comes out the IL. Okay, but look what I'm doing. Look what Lincoln team is doing. We have 8 returning defensive players with 4 D1 and 4 of them have D1 scholarships. So
Awesome.
I mean, we did something. We're changing things. So I'm a people's person. I'm a leader, and that's just me for the rest of my life.
Well, any message you got about 20 seconds. Any message you want to send out to the new Razorback fan base?
Uh, Ooh, pig suey.
Well, Jermaine, hey, thanks for taking time out. That might be the greatest last statement that we've ever had with one of our special guests. But congratulations. I look forward to covering you. I think it's going to be just 3 years with the talent level, but I know those 3 years are going to be very productive both on and off the field, Jermaine. So thanks for taking time out on the hill with me, my man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was Jermaine Hamilton Jordan of Kansas City, Missouri, Lincoln College Prep High School. Big time 2021 prospect and a very mature kid. And when you watch film before we go to our next guest, because we're going to stay in the Show Me State, what you see from JHJ?
Just a leader, a guy that really just has a passion for the game. You can see the way he plays. You know, he leaves it all on the field, and just a guy that really has his head on his shoulders. You know, you listen to him talking, he just sounds so focused and,
Right.
and knows the direction he wants to take his life and knows the actions to take them on the football field and outside. I think that's something that you really that a lot of the younger kids miss out on. That they have everything going right on the field, but they don't have
Right.
that plan B or that fallback plan because you just never know. But I like this kid. He has a lot of swagger to himself. He plays with a lot of passion. I think he's going to fit great in this new Razorback era.
We keep talking about Coach Sam Carter, the new guy on the block. I'm talking about his energy and his youthfulness and what he did, Demetrius, I think, on the football field, and he's not too far removed. I think it's going to be a really, really beneficial thing for Coach Pittman and that defensive staff under Coach Barry Odom, Ryan Rhodes, Sam Carter, and defensive line coach Derek LeBlanc going forward. But we're going to stay in the state. Got to just get a little gas, go from Kansas City to St. Louis, but we're going to find the state's top junior prospect and wide receiver out of Ritter High School, Luther Burton. He's up next. It's on the hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Let's get it. Welcome back to our Monday edition of On the Hill Sports Talk here on KDSJ 479. And we come to you each and every day from 1 to 2 p.m. But we have a really special guest as we attempted to have the young man on last week due to some things he had to take care of. We were fortunate enough to have him today, and it's a really special guest as we head up to St. Louis, Missouri, where we catch up with 2022 five-star. I'm not giving him a 4. I'm giving him that five-star and the top junior in the state of Missouri, Luther Burton from Ritter High School. LB, welcome to OTS.
Yo. Yeah.
Talk about it, Luther. Recruiting has picked up, and it's only going to get even more hectic for you heading into your junior year as you have 2 years left. Talk about recruiting. But first of all, talk about the relationship that you have with Arkansas, and how's that going?
I have a good relationship with Arkansas. It's going good. We get to know each other well, and they're making me feel loved, so I really like that.
Who all right now, Luther, heading into your junior year, are you hearing from, made offers, or as you say, showing a lot of love? That you know, if you could just name a few.
Mizzou, Oklahoma, Illinois, Arkansas, Ohio State, Alabama.
Now, Luther, with the relationship knowing Coach Barry Odom and probably Sam Carter and Coach Sherrier, a couple of guys, Brad Davis, four former coaches that were at Missouri. You know, with having that prior relationship with those guys, how much of a factor will that play as far as, you know, as it progresses on with Arkansas and that interest?
It basically gives it like a hump. Like, we already know each other, so like it's just better.
Luther, now when you came out your freshman year and had quite the freshman year, I mean, you've been a household name for your 9th and your 10th grade year. Going into your junior season as a mark man, how do you handle all the different types of schemes that defenses are going to try to throw at you for your last 2 years?
So I just play my game. I don't really like adjust my game to like how defenses play me. So I know if I play my game, then I'm gonna be good for sure.
Now, you sat down with your offensive coaches and watched your sophomore season. What were some of the things, Luther, that you felt good about? And LB, what were some of the notes that you made that you're going to work on here in the offseason to have an even more successful junior year?
No, I wanted to get more flexible and faster. Because I know if I get a little bit more speed, it's gonna be really hard to stop me.
Go ahead, Luke.
No, what was you saying?
Talking with Luther Burden of St. Louis, Missouri, out of big-time 2022 wide receiver prospect, the top junior in the state of Missouri, and a five-star receiver who coached step in that entire offensive staff at Arkansas. Would love to have him call Fayetteville their home. I want to talk to you, Luther, about some of the guys at the collegiate or NFL level that you like to study. Who are some of those guys?
Amari Cooper, Julio Jones, now CD Lamb. They're my main three.
Now, who are some of the schools that you plan on getting out to? I know with this COVID pandemic, putting a halt on spring football and unofficial visits here in the early going. Who are some, once we get back to normal life, who are some of the schools that, Luther, that you kind of want to get out to in your junior year and take a look at?
Mizzou, Oklahoma, Arkansas, of course, Texas, Alabama, right, and most likely LSU.
Awesome. Well, what everybody know, we're talking with Luther Burden of St. Louis, Missouri, Ritter High School. Luther, when I come to the football stadium, my man, and I get my popcorn, and I got to have a 20-ounce Sprite, I'm going to go to the highest bleacher at Ritter High School. When that football is kicked off, what type of football player will I see in LB for 4 quarters?
You're going to see a dog who's going to do anything to win, for sure. He gonna stand. I'm gonna stand out. I'm gonna make sure I stand out because what I got on my back. So, yeah.
Now, I want you to finish this statement for me. And first of all, I want to thank you for taking time out. I know, young man, you have a busy schedule. Luther's a 2-sport athlete and quite the basketball player as well. But when football is done with, LB, for Luther Burden, when it's all said and done, what will LB be doing with the rest of his life after football?
I will most likely be. I want to get into coaching, and I want to be a coach. Yeah, I want to be a coach.
All great athletes. Now, last question, my man. We gotta have a little fun. I can't let you go without this because we've had a couple of days. I'm riding around with you, LB. We're in St. Louis in the vehicle. What are the first 5 songs on the playlist in Club LB that you're going to play for me?
I'm going to play some St. Louis people, A&Marty Huncho. I'm going to play some Young Boy, Lil Baby, Lil Baby, for sure, and Bond 1K. St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely riding with you in the Lou. Well, Luther, my man, thanks for taking time out. Hey, we don't make this our last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line, okay? So how about maybe when we get into the football season, we can get LB back for at least once or twice a month just to give us a little update.
Okay.
All right. Well, Luther, congratulations, man, on all your offers and attention. It's all well-deserved. And thanks for taking time out here on OTH, my man.
No problem. Appreciate it.
That was 2022 5-star wide receiver, the top player in Missouri in that 2022 class, Luther Burden out of Ritter High School in St. Louis. What'd you see, D, before we move on to the hoop side of things and the must bus?
Yeah, I think it was great. You don't really hear a lot of younger guys talk about flexibility, and I think those are the little details that you can take to get you to the next level. Right. I think when you look at the type of athlete he's 6'4", 6'3", somewhere in that range. Has great speed for a big guy. So, I think he's adding to the stable, and then you come look at the receivers that potentially can come to Arkansas. Right. He's gonna have some help. He won't have to be the main target, so he'll have supporting cast. So I think he could be a great fit
Gary Anderson, Steve Atwater. Some of these names come to mind that had very successful careers here at Arkansas. Missouri's always been a state that I think the program and football itself has always wanted to make an impact. And I think with Coach Odom and Sam Carter and Sherrier and Coach Brad Davis, Missouri, the Show Me State, will be a high priority. And I'm really excited and looking forward to see what they can do in that state. But we're going to hop on the bus. We got to make it all the way out to Arizona, Dream Christian Academy, where we're going to catch up with Ramel Lloyd Jr., the 2022 combo guard. We'll find out what he feels about Arkansas and the Must Bus. All that's coming up. It's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. Back in a moment. Chicken and waffle. I know. KDK's Chicken at 989 South Razorback Road. Get on down there and see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love. And like they say on their building, it's not your mama's. The best chicken and waffles in the South. They even got chicken wings. And they got these things called loaded fries. I think you might want to get on down there. Meet me down there or see me down there. KDK's Chicken at 989 Razorback Road. Here we go. Welcome back. In the conversation, I'm telling you, you never know what might happen on this show, and we love it. But we're going to continue on the conversation that we had. Coach Eric Musselman and that staff put together quite the class in 2020 as they brought in the number 6 recruiting class in the country, and they're not stopping. I mean, they've really made the brand of Arkansas be something on the national scene, and they're really starting to concentrate on that 2020 group. So we thought we'd head out to Long Beach, California, where we're going to catch up with newly offered combo guard in the 2022 class, Ramel Lloyd of Long Beach, California. Ramel Lloyd Jr. Ramel, welcome to OTH. Hello. How you doing, my man?
Yeah, we here. I'm doing pretty good. This is senior, actually.
Wait, if I can get both, then that makes it even more better. But I want to talk to you, Ramel Senior, before we join your son. Talk about the relationship that family has started to build with the University of Arkansas and Coach Muss and that staff.
I'm sorry, you there?
Yes.
You got to apologize to the viewers and everything. Like I said, we driving and trying to make sure the connection is good and not everything. So I hope it turns out okay.
It turns out great.
Understanding me and hearing me. I might need to pull off just to get it done, but we're here.
Well, I want to talk to you about Coach Muss, you and your son. That relationship that's starting to be built. What was that like when that offer came about? And then talk about going forward from what you see at Arkansas. What interests the Lloyd family?
Well, for me, I'll speak for myself. For my son speaks, but I know Coach Musselman even from my day when I played. And I know his history. I know he's a pro coach. Obviously, he understands the game. He understands where we're trying to go as a family, as far as getting to the next level. Understands how to get there. So for me, that was important to make sure we had guys that understand at the college level what it takes to get to the next level. Also, of course, the school is in the SEC. The great heritage of Arkansas itself. The school, even without Coach Muss. is great. You know, I remember those days with Carlos Williamson and those guys were there when I was young and watching the national championships. All those things sticks out. It's just a perfect place in the SEC to get right back to that national level that they were on before. And I know Coach Munson's the guy to get him there.
Talking with Ramel, Lloyd Sr., father of Arkansas newly offered 2022 combo guard Ramel Lloyd Jr. Of Long Beach, California, will momentarily be making the move and playing his junior year at Dream Christian Academy out in Arizona. Mr. Lloyd, I want to talk to you about just the culture nowadays with collegiate basketball. The G League comes out with its situation where kids are going to be going from the G League, from high school to the G League. From where you sit, I mean, you're going to have a son that has that option. What's your take on that view?
Well, my take on it is, it's absolutely a great thing for kids to have the option. The only, the difference is that option is going to work for a very small percentage of the kids that's coming out.
Right.
There's so many different variables that the average person doesn't really understand about it. And I think it's just great to have an option to do it.
Right.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's better, not saying it's worse, not saying it's going to work for every kid. But, long one down the line, in my opinion, I think that they should just allow the kids to, they're sort about open up the gateways for the kids to go straight to the NBA out of high school.
Right.
And
we're talking with Ramel. Talking about Ramel Lloyd Jr. and Ramel Lloyd Sr. here on OTH. Ramel will be attending Dream City Academy, High School in Arizona by way of Long Beach, California. And we're about to be joined by the stud 22 combo guard here momentarily. Are you there, Ramel Jr.?
Yeah, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm doing real good, Ramel. Let's get off into it. You received your offer from Eric Musselman and staff last week. What was that conversation like? And then when you look at Arkansas from your vantage point, what interests you about the Razorbacks?
Well, the conversation was good with Coach. I like Arkansas as a school, and I've been a fan of Coach Musselman for a while, ever since back in his Nevada days. So it was a good conversation. Arkansas is a big-time school in the SEC conference, as my dad said earlier. So that's big. That definitely interests me a lot.
When you look at staff, I know you recently had offers from Arkansas and Kansas. It seemed like one day separated them. What are you going to be looking for, Ramel? I know you got 2 years of high school basketball, but what's going to be the things that you look for most when you choose your college basketball school?
I want to go to a place where it's really family-like, and it's a big-time program and a big-time conference. I want to play for a coach that understands my goals and what I want to do going forward to the next level.
Now, I talked to your trainer, as I'm real good friends with Julius, and asked him a question about, what made you, because he said when you were younger playing for him, he had you play at point guard. Talk about that experience, and how do you think that that's helped you years on down the road now that you've gotten into high school, that he did play you at point guard at such a young age?
Well, naturally, I've always been a point guard my whole life. It's just I got kind of tall. I'm pretty big now, so a lot of people put me at different positions or combo or small forward, whatever it is people say. But naturally, I'm a point guard. I just grew a lot size with it. So just the skills of a point guard with at a 6'6" frame is always good.
Talking with Ramel Lloyd Jr. out of Long Beach, California, will be attending Dream City Christian High School to play his last 2 years of high school basketball out in Arizona. But when I come to the gym, Ariel, and I get my popcorn, I get my 7-Up, Sprite, and I'm at the top bleacher in the gym, what type of basketball player will I see in Ramel Lloyd Jr. for 4 periods?
Well, I'm a big-time guard. I like to say that I'm a dog. I get after it. I use my size, athleticism, and I can score at all 3 levels.
Now, who are some of the NBA or collegiate big guards that you like to pay attention to, Ariel?
Well, actually, I used to watch Coach Musselman's team at Nevada with the 2 Martin brothers. I like their game. They had size at the guard position. I like how he let them play.
Mel, I want you to talk to me. We're riding around Long Beach, California in your vehicle, and I'm old school. But I need to know in Club Lloyd Jr., what are the 5 play songs that you got on the playlist to play for me? What are they?
I'm gonna have to go with either Lil Baby or NBA YoungBoy.
Okay.
Probably. Yeah, that's my 2 favorite guys right now.
All right. Well, I'm gonna make a statement, and I want you to close this statement out for me, Ramel, if you would, please. When basketball is done with, when it's all said and done with basketball for Ramel Lloyd Jr., RL will be doing what with his life after basketball?
Well, I'm not sure exactly what job I would want, but I want to have a big family. I'm a big time family guy, so I want to be a family man when I'm older. I definitely want to do something involved with sports and basketball still, even when I'm done. So it could be coaching, commentating, whatever it is. So I want to stay involved with the game for sure.
Well, Ramel, hey, I really appreciate you and your dad coming on and taking time out to, just give us a little insight into your recruit. Hey, also, let's not make this the last time. Our show is your show. Our line is your line. So when the season starts, how about we get you on about once or twice a month, just to get an update?
For sure. Thank you.
Hey, thank you so much, Ramel, and thanks for taking time out on the hill.
All right. Thank you for having me.
That was Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Jr., 2 prospects that are being recruited. Dad's being recruited by Arkansas as well, and he shed quite a few light. People don't realize how the NBA ties that Coach Muss and this staff have on that bench, how big of a factor it does play in a lot of these kids when Arkansas is recruiting.
Hey, that's crazy. I just really thought about it. I think they just made history on the hill. I think that was the first father-son phone conversation we've had, and that was pretty cool. I hope we can do that in future. But I thought that was a dope insight to just hear his father's perspective on the program and him understanding the University of Arkansas and what we offer his son.
Just a lot of, Coach Musselman and that staff, what they've been able to do so early with getting the brand out. I mean, you come in, you win 20 games, you sign the nation's number 5 class, according to ESPN. Other services have you in the top 6, but you're a consensus top 6 class, and now you're starting to really get that brand out. You're in Minnesota, California, Texas. I mean, Coach Musselman and that staff are really starting to recruit the nation's elite. And, when you attract the attention of those guys, and as evidence, when we're talking to Ramel, his dad and Ramel themselves, they understand the opportunity that they would have playing under such a very established staff here in Fayetteville. But that's going to wrap it up today. We want to give a thank you to all of our guests, Jermaine Hamilton Jordan out of Kansas City, Lincoln College Prep High School, the new 2021 Arkansas commit, outside linebacker, strong safety. I mean, he's going to have a very successful career. Also, too, want to thank 2022 wide receiver out of St. Louis, Missouri, Ritter High School, Luther Burden, the 5-star top player, junior in the country. I should say Missouri had a lot to say about Arkansas. And then we close it out and want to thank you to Ramel Lloyd Sr. and Ramel Lloyd Jr. of Long Beach, California, by way of Dream City Christian in Arizona, where the younger Lloyd will be playing the last 2 years in the 2022 class. Big combo guard. The interest for Coach Musselman and staff very, very well. With that being said, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors before we get out of here. Lindsay and Associates with an office location in Fayetteville, an office location also too in Rogers. Locomotion, located just below the Northwest Arkansas Mall in Fayetteville. Corey Beck's Custom Painting, and lastly, KDK's Chicken. It's 989 South Razorback Road. Go see Keith and Kathy. Get a plate of that love like they say on the building, not your mama's. But I added this: best chicken and waffles in the South. But we'll be back tomorrow with much, much, much more. I'm so glad we're back on air, and I hope that you are too. But for all our listeners, want to thank you. And for tomorrow, it's On the Hill with Pat Jenkins on KDSJ 479. You guys have a blessed one, and let's get it.